Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. That's Colonel Sanders, eh? What is that? Gosh, you guys have got some pretty good memes. Um, Everyone had the chance to have a look at the latest video walkthrough. Sensational, bullish, perfect. Well, there's a long way to go, obviously, but it's a good update on where we're at. That's for sure and certain. And it's in VR as well, which is great. So I had a couple of questions the other week on getting updates on what it is that you would need to use. So, you can use Oculus. We're looking at trying to work out what ways we can do cheaper, because obviously we're focused on digital inclusion, and people are asking what happens if we don't have Oculus or access. Is there a cheaper version? So we're looking into all of the opportunities and options, but obviously there is an app as well, so you'll be able to use the app if you want to go in VR. Working through that now. All right, let's get into some questions while we're here. What questions have arisen? 15% of land sales go to VFOX holders. Tokenomics also say that 15% goes to staking farming. What staking farming does that relate to? Yeah, we have sort of started to address that, mate. So we've said that it will be, without giving away too much, any and across the staking and farming pools that we have at the time. But the whole idea of it is to make sure that we've got rewards for finance. That's important. Do you think the VFOX ratio of 10-1 is about right? Knowing what you know, do you have a feeling as to which one is more undervalued? I'm just interested to hear your thoughts. I don't know that I'm really allowed to talk about that stuff, because I'm not allowed to give financial advice and all the rest of it. But I would say that we're backing ourselves to be successful. And as a result of us backing ourselves to be successful, I would assume that as a result, that VFOX will do well as far as rewards are concerned. As far as RFOX is concerned, I won't offer you which one I think is better. As far as RFOX is concerned, obviously, we've seen RFOX a lot higher than it currently is, and I think personally, with all we've got coming out, I think that was still a very lackadaisical sort of price. To all the I know that didn't really answer your question. I'm not really allowed to answer your question. I'm just saying I don't think it's we've seen anywhere near what we're capable of doing yet. Don't forget that was without really any ventures or products out. All the shops for auction start and end concurrently or staggered? That's a good question, Face. I'm not sure, Princess and Pete, are we allowed to talk about this stuff yet? Or am I going to get muted?
I don't know. Hold on. What day is today? Today's 11. Princess already answered.
Did he?
I guess it's out then. Yeah, he just answered there in chat.
All right, okay. All right, so the answer is, yeah, I didn't know whether I was allowed to say it. It wasn't that we didn't know. They will be staggered. One will go after another an hour apart. So it's a 72-hour sale, but it will take 97 hours, because first one starts 1 hour later, the second one starts. So I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, and just that's so that there are different shops ending at different times in every region of the world.
Yeah. So what would your what does the game theory, and this is the right place to ask DGen questions, what will the game theory be on staggered shops?
I don't want to comment.
Anybody who's seriously thinking about getting one shouldn't delay in placing a bid on one, and should be willing to settle for multiple unless you have deep pockets. That's my opinion.
That's what I'd say if I wanted to buy the first one too. That could be good advice, mate. I've got absolutely no understanding of how this will play out. Anybody who says that they know for sure and certain is probably full of it. OpenSea partnership was very cool. Was able to list my Kogu in OpenSea and RFOX. Yeah, great to be listed through them. That's great. Can you elaborate on what we've been speculating over in the Telegram, shops within shops possible, and how it works with other developing games for the Vault? Bertican, what I can tell you in relation to that is that we've had several groups of people say that they are going to buy a shop. I know that some people, when I've mentioned this 3 or 4 times, people have gone, boo, I don't like this idea. Several people have mentioned that they're going to pull together and buy a shop, and that they would either, I don't know, have each of their collections in the shop, or that they would actually rent out wall space to other people on consignment or whatever. It's your space. You can do what you like. So ultimately, I think the easiest way to imagine that is some people are thinking of basically having a supermarket for NFTs that they're co-owners in. Wait 23 hours and try to snipe a shop at the end of the sale. Sniping always wins. I'm not sure. Got no idea about this. Unless you're priced out, bid early, don't wait. Depends on who the marquee client is. Yeah, that's also a very good theory. A couple of the clients that we're speaking to have got their own theories on that as well, and they reckon because of what they're doing and what they want to do, they wouldn't mind being announced. The bigger ones, I think, that we're talking to would like to be announced last. I won't say anything more than that. You can work out why. Hopefully there's a mechanism for preventing that. We have had the question, OMC, and some of you have asked, are we limited to the number of shops that we can buy? Can we only buy just one? Is that all we're allowed to? We're going to explain all of that over the coming weeks as we roll out our client list auction setups and all the rest of it. Is it limited to the first 25 shops only? I don't understand, China. Is that a question or a statement?
It's a statement to the first 25 ever stuff that ideology pulls it out.
They're just paying me tribute.
Yeah, so only the first 25 will get the Mega Moons NFT as well. Only the first 25. If a sniper bid comes in at the last second, does that add auction time? Good question. We'll explain how that works, Bertican. I've noticed that on other auction sites, like I was watching the Euler Beats one, I don't know if any of you know that one, but on Ethereum, and they did a OpenSea, I think it was OpenSea, or it could have been their own site. I can't remember now. No, OpenSea. They had an auction on OpenSea, and every time someone bid it, it just kept extending out and out and out and out. But it had gone from like seemingly no interest, and then right in the last 5 minutes, it just went berserk, and it just blew to the point where I think most people's budgets were blown out of the water. Will each shop have a mint number attached to it, since it will be an NFT, or will it be the first shop that is sold will be mint number 1 followed by the second shop? So the shops will actually be like marked, individually marked and labelled. Does that make sense? So I don't want to give it away too much, but that's why I'm a little bit. We're still, because we're very, very close to the ads and we're very close to the full ramp up. I'm also making sure I don't give everything away. But ultimately, there's a
there is no mintage, Benny. There's no mintage.
Yeah, but
everyone is unique.
Because just by saying no, I guess it's like buying a house, isn't it? Really, technically speaking, you buy a house with a street number and a street, and it's doesn't matter what. A house wouldn't need a mint number. It's a bit different, but
I mean, there is a house number, there is a shop number per se, but they don't necessarily tie to like vintage and all that.
Yes. Yes, correct, Will. Correct. So yes, that is the answer. Actually, that's the question that I've been asked several times in the last few days as well, is that what will happen as far as the prices are concerned from the first to the last quarter? Your guesses are as good as mine. I can't answer a lot of these questions because it's all hypothetical. It's all theory based. But I believe, we've got the same number of shops in each. The advertising and marketing will ramp up as each quarter is released because it'll roll into the next one. So I think you'll get that momentum build rapidly. So I don't know. It'll be very, very interesting to yeah, it'll be very, very interesting to see how that pans out. Very, very difficult to have a theory, isn't it, Pete? Super difficult. Well, we need treadmills like in Ready Player One. Actually, after the article came out today, I got asked straight away whether we'd have multi-directional treadmill. You have to wait and see. There's actually some a few little surprises, isn't there, Pete, that we've got to explain. As far as I don't want to ruin it for Princess and Pete, because these are going to be things that we're rolling out over the next couple of weeks. But there'll be some interesting ways to get
No, Benny, we can just go out, right? There's going to be a new venture for multi-directional treadmills. It's called RFOX treadmills.
There'll be poor people way to get around, and there'll be rich people ways to get around. That's for sure. Or pimped ways to get around, not just limited to the finite things. So, what is the degen theories? What are you better off to do? Buy a house a shop in the first quarter, or buy a shop in the last quarter? Hearing lots of things about the naming of the next quarter, Princess Nova. Yeah. Will there be time frame requirements to fill shops? Yeah, there will. So once we're up and operational, the quartermasters will have KPIs, as we've said. So we'll have a voting system to get people in, and or a selection process to get people in originally. And then it's basically KPI driven. For those who don't know what KPIs are, key performance indicators, metrics, for example, uptime of shops, sales, resolution of disputes and complaints. But uptime's definitely one of them, mate. We want shops open and we want shops running. It's extremely important. What we don't want is holes or ghost town. Now, obviously, with shops, that's why we made the decision of making sure the shops were actually built prior to opening. But we 100% need to make sure that they are operational. Anyone in here applying to be a quartermaster? Yeah, that's very interesting. Okay, let me ask you this question, Madame. While people are answering that question, this is the question I was asked yesterday. What would be the requirement for a person wanting to apply? So what would it require to get you to say, I want to be a quartermaster? Is it the ability to ditch your current job to make more than you're making in your current role to come across? Is it minimal hour requirement or demand? What is it? You're applying, Hanford. I wish you the best of luck. I hope you get it. I think personally, if you've got a bit of if you've got a fair bit of experience in the crypto space, especially with NFTs, that's not going to hurt your ability to perform well, is it? I think we're going to get a lot of people that are coming in running shops that are not quite sure how to do this, and that's why our white label platform is so important. Yeah, it does seem like a big job, and I think, the ability to effortlessly. Well, Zadig, it's more than that. It's also the ability to control. What we really want is we want people to control the rent. When I say control, I mean there should be an acceptable range of rental prices so that people aren't getting ripped off. Now, you as an owner might say, no way, people should be able to pay me $1 billion a week. That's just not cricket, is it? So we need to make sure it's at least realistic. Yes, it's going to be a big job, and I think you've all heard my predictions before. I don't believe that there'll be any possibility for one person to run quarter. level 41. Bleeping hell, man! You just cut off your. I don't think there'll be any chance that there will ever be a situation where one quartermaster could run a quarter. And I firmly believe that most of them will run it like a mini business and employ people to work for them. That's what I think will happen. Real world experience doing this in real life, property manager. Yeah, there's some pretty good theories as to what makes the perfect quartermaster. Don't also forget, you're going to be dealing with brands that have integrity on the line, and they have their reputation on the line as well. And some of these people are going to be demanding, and they don't understand crypto space, so they're going to be requesting things that may not be possible. So you're going to be dealing with some very demanding clients. You're going to be dealing with demanding performers. We're already looking at who could potentially play in the space and perform. And as a result of that, I think you'll find that there will be people that are very, what do you call it? Pedantic, demanding, need a lot of help and care. I personally believe purchasing a shop in the first quarter will potentially be more valuable than the other quarters. Yeah, I think with it being, the first, I think you could be all right. But ultimately, it would depend on how successful each shop is, which is why it's very important to ensure the quartermasters are fully dedicated and qualified. Let me ask you this question then. If you had a gaming business, knowing that you could have your shop anywhere, and the first quarter is dedicated to the theme of art, would you personally take the risk of missing out on a shop in the gaming quarter purely because it's just got the same theme, or would you turn around and say, screw it, I'm just going to secure something as quickly as I can get my hands on it and I don't care where it is? I think a lot of what we are about to talk about and announce is most of you have predicted part of it or pieces of it anyway. So I don't think it's so much that it's a secret. It's more about a matter of we want to make sure that when we go out with the advertising and the messaging, it goes with a bang. We want to make sure it's a bit of a wow factor, not just a yeah, I already know. VFOX payouts are quarterly. Buy now, trade later. Yeah, just secure it. I think I'd be the same way, madame. Secure for sure, secure it, then tell them to step up their game because they are. Yeah, well, you could. I've heard people talking about doing Frogger style tactics and getting a shop in the first quarter and then trying to flip their store and move it to another quarter, which is just seems like way too stressful for my liking. You always buy one in quarter one and then try and grab one in quarter two and then sell that. Yeah, that's probably more logical. Any way to integrate avatars from generative art projects to accompany representatives in the vault? We've talked XP at length about this, and we think it's very important to be able to have generated avatars. So all I'll say on that is we're looking into which option is the best for that. So just stay tuned, and we will advise you very shortly on that one. But it is important. I can see that. Did we ever get a reply back to whether you'll be able to buy a pair of wings and fly around in the vault? I think that was the question, the last unanswered question before. Will there be a tube hotel? Plus XP? No. Maybe just chicken wings. Actually, you won't really need wings. That's where I will get muted.
Okay,
so
mute.
I'm not going to give that away. In the first iteration of the vault, how many people will be able to use the vault at any one time? Actually, it's a very good question.
That's a very good question, but it's a matter of what we want versus what is capable.
The fact that we're using a gaming engine is supposed to negate a lot of the restrictions that would otherwise be placed on us if we were using a blockchain-based option for that core. So all we know is that it'll be a lot more than what we could have built if we had have used blockchain for that. But I don't think we've got a definitive number, right? Kogu, personal transport, don't forget, strap a Kogu on your back as a jetpack. Well, stay tuned in relation to Kogu. Yeah, Apprentice, what we've said is we don't endorse any pools, and we certainly won't be running any ourselves. So if you're hearing that we're running pools, or you do hear at any stage that we say that we're running pool, you'll know it's fake. Any marquee brands not selected to be given a shop interested in buying. It's impossible for us to know, really, XP. We have had some of them speculate what they think that they would go for and what they thought was a good price. But now we're beginning chats on things that aren't shops. So, yes, I'll leave it at that. You'll probably be able to guess what I'm talking about. Will the kiosks mini shops ever come up for sale? We'll advise that shortly as well, Face, but we definitely want to offer the kiosks and mini shops as service offerings. So like a preferred supplier agreement, it's important that we've got multiple parties to be able to help facilitate the requests from customers wanting to do modifications or extensions or build outs and stuff like that. Because when we release the templates and the customization, it will be there'll be a certain number of things that you can do. And we want to also, some people will be savvy enough to be able to do some of the stuff themselves. Other people will need help. So we want to make sure that there's help. Oh, that's the question that I wanted to get to as well. In Telegram, people were asking about the tech grants, and they were saying, you mentioned in the latest blog that you'd offer integration grants. You remember back in the beginning, we were talking about this, like what we were saying is if we used the VR as an example, if a VR company came along and said, hey, I can incorporate a VR game, or I've got an idea for this, or I've got an idea for a transportation system or a rocket ride or an SDK that allows people to be able to throw their own concerts or build their own games or something like that, then what we've said is we'll look at the applications, see what enhances the Vault, and then we can have a system where we actually offer grants for, so pay people to come and initiate their or put in their initiatives. Shop owners sell advertisement space on the outside, inside of their shops, or RFOX control all of that. Yeah, it's a good question, Hanford. We had looked at the possibility and we haven't really gone much further with it. We're still deciding how many billboards there will be as well, or different forms of advertising. At the moment, how it's going to work is there's a split. So RFOX Media handle the advertising spaces, and they will generate revenue from those. So some revenue, 20% goes back to RFOX as far as this. If there was 100% split, obviously there's a 2% transaction cost, but 80% goes to them managing and selling, and then 20% comes back to us as well. So it gets pumped back into more further marketing and advertising. You have to burn 100 Darricks to enter, sir. Yeah, I've noticed. What are we up to? Last I checked, there was, 4 or 6 Darricks burned? I think a lot of people are suggesting a Darrick burn party. Boxing, cricket, table tennis, fitness, cycling, motor racing, great ideas for the stadium. Hoops to be used as entry fees. Yeah, Z-Train, we've already got a couple of ideas. We've talked to different sporting bodies, including cricket, about ways we can do virtual stadiums, as well as also, don't forget, with COVID, it's not only musicians and stuff who have lost out from touring. Stadiums can't fill out seats. So we came up with a pretty novel concept for how to potentially fill, to make sure that these stadiums still made money. And I've only talked to a couple of bodies, and they like the idea. I think when you hear it, you'll like it too. You bought 200,000 RFOX today for a friend. Do you think I'll be his best friend in 1 month? Depends whether you give it to him or not. When do panic sellers buy back into RFOX? I got no idea, mate. I think that's we've all been there before. We've probably all panic sold something in our crypto careers. It's, unless you've had a rug pull or a panic sale or something, then you've probably not really been in crypto, have you? But I think people only panic sell once in their life, and then they realize how painful that is and never do it again. 28 cents again. We're starting to get some volumes coming back in a little bit, and I think you're going to get you're obviously going to get a lot of marketing and ramping coming. So, yep, train started running. Yep, exactly. I think the game, as we know, we're going to have, you think about it logically, we've got the game, RFOX Media Launch, Miss You Philippines. One of the major clients for the Vault is also going to be having their NFT collection come out with us on our white label, which we'll announce. We've got another project on the white label. What am I missing? And the land sale. Gosh, the land sale, of course. All within the next, what is it, Pete? 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 6 or 8 weeks, 6 weeks.
6 weeks. Yeah, 6 weeks. Wow,
Yeah.
that's scary.
And
There's so
RFOX
much
Metaverse,
stuff to be done.
you couldn't cram more in if you tried. And what's going to be hilarious is that we're going to get the criticism of, why didn't you do all that earlier? This is as early as you can possibly drop that many things in 1 month. It took a lot of building and a lot of doing. How are you going to sleep, Benny? I'm not going to sleep, but it's going to be out of excitement more than anything. Pete, you don't sleep anyways.
Oh, okay, you got me there. Sorry.
Why didn't you do that earlier? Exactly, Apprentice. That's exactly what we're going to get. And you know what's going to happen when we finally announce Pokemon Apprentice? Everyone's going to say, why didn't you do that a year ago? Pete is a bot. There's rumors circulating. Nothing's confirmed. Miss you. Oh, yeah, miss you, Philippines. That one's shaping up to be a lot more exciting than I thought, in all honesty, than I thought it would have turned out to be. We've got a few. All right.
That's it.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, shut up. Sorry. Pete's have to mute me, but that one, yeah, it's more exciting than I thought it was going to be. A lot more.
That one is too exciting. I want to talk about it as well, but yeah, let's hold back.
Yeah, someone will guess, and then I'll be upset. You want to be a dollar master? Pete is creating a synthetic hype. Mute. That's what he's trying to do. I'm forever on mute. With the shops being 3 stories high, would it be possible to use the top of the roof of the building? No. We've stated that that we started off with the creation of like a modular type of what were they, rectangles, and then we said that we've completely changed that. So we'll go through and show you how that has changed Crypto Matrix very, very shortly. When will that be, Princess? Probably 2 weeks, a week or 2 weeks. Possible to do it with a trace. Oh, okay. So that's also going to be explained. Crypto Matrix, that will also be explained. Actually, it's so exciting. I just want to be able to just go blah and just tell you everything now, but we just got to wait. It's all coming, and it's the great part about it is it's going to be visual. You won't have to have us just try and explain something to you. You'll be able to actually see it. Will the scale and size of this area inside the shops be fixed and static, or can they dynamically expand? I can't really say that either, can I, Pete? I'm kind of bound. I'm kind of tired, hog-tied here. I can't tell you without giving everything away.
Yeah, that's why it's so difficult. Because
Yep.
the moment you say something, then they're going to be asking 10 questions leading to that.
Yeah, exactly,
right?
exactly. But let's just say that we're probably, like I told you, the 19th is when we start off our major marketing campaign. I think you're not having to wait too long to get all of the answers to these questions that you want. Miss Universe Philippines hit 1 million Facebook followers this week. Well, we've said this before. The pageant itself across the globe has gone backwards in a lot of numbers, but for some strange reason, the Philippines has defied all of the metrics of the rest of the world, and the Philippines has been burgeoning and always is, and it's a massive event in the Philippines. It's a massive thing on the calendar. Does anyone have a link to the Metaverse video that was released the other day? You're talking about the walkthrough, CZ? It's in the blog. We can post it. You can tell us everything.
Vroom blog. Oh, there you go. Zen posted it. The Vroom one.
Yeah, Crypto Matrix, you're excited with us. You've probably noticed a dramatic change. Instead of being, hey, look what's happening and guess what's coming and look at this, we're trying to be a lot more candid, and we're just trying to show people. Like if the past is anything to go on, we would have been talking about that video that we released of the VR walkthrough and what it entailed and all of that for the 4 weeks leading up to it. But we've decided to just there's just so much noise in this space, and these things do take a long time. You heard DCL Blogger did a video the other night, and he was saying, just reading what RFOX does, and says, in my experience, this will takes a long time for this to come together and all the rest of it. Yeah. Me too, Will. Sometimes I don't remember where we've actually what we've told you and what we haven't. That's why I always say, Pete, are we allowed it, Pete? Because I'm scared of what I'm allowed to and what I'm not allowed to say. I would expect that number to increase by a shite load closer to when judging starts. Yeah, I think so. Although, Madame, a lot of the followers have been followers for a very long period of time. I think that the NFT crowd now is going to be massive. And the interesting thing we do know for a fact is that Miss You Global is watching this like a hawk. I'm not allowed to say that either. Damn it.
Yeah, you're not allowed to say that.
I don't know. I'm not allowed to say what I was about to say, which is okay. Let's just say that what we're doing for this NFT collection doesn't matter if you're not into this type of stuff. You want to be into this, and there's high expectations that this will do what we think it's going to do, yes, the rest of them will want to jump on pretty quick. When you walk into a shop, you'll need to load it, or is it seamless? So, from what I understand, unless I'm wrong, Pete, technically, it's going to be relatively seamless.
Yeah, seamless.
It's the quarter that loads, so that's why you catch a SkyTrain. You need
That is correct.
it needs time for the quarter to load. So you'll go from the hub, you'll hop on the SkyTrain, you'll zoom over to your Calanova quarter, and by the time you get there, it's liggity loaded. Just make it all happen. All my tradecraft will materialize. I'm cogging the hell out of this place. Yeah, people asked before, what do you think's more undervalued out of RFOX or VFOX? I think you got to throw cogs into that equation as well. Once the play to earn in the game comes out, you know what happens, don't you? I think cogs could be in that equation as well. Any ex-Miss Philippines in advertisements. We're working on stuff now, Ziggy. Like I said, there's something pretty exciting coming up. I can't talk about it without giving it away. So let's just say that we've got a lot of announcements coming up this month in relation to, when I say announcements, we've already told you what's coming, but we'll be able to start talking to you about it. You see us listed on Binance before the new year with the stuff that's coming. 100% Gralek. There's a few things that if they don't happen, I'd give up on. I won't understand what's going on anymore. But ultimately, we're not waiting for centralized exchanges. We're going and just, the biggest advantage to us is not, obviously from a price perspective, holders care about price, and the Binance listing's the holy grail. But for us, we're much more interested from an operational perspective of being able to have fiat on and off ramps. That's what we need for our play to earn customers. So Binance offers that. So that's what we care about. But we've already gone ahead and made sure that we're taking care of that ourselves so that we're not reliant on other people. Otherwise, a lot of our play to earn plans and that don't really make sense. Yeah, exactly, XP. We do definitely have a great opportunity to make an entrance in with Axes. The people we were talking to tonight are also interested in us for the exact same reason. And I think the thing is that we understand the pressure that's on us as well, because everyone's looking for that next Axie, but they're also looking for a lower cost of entry or no cost to entry. So we've got to get that. The tokenomic side of things is a massive weight on our shoulders, because we've got a lot of stuff going on and a lot of revenue coming in from the different ventures, but we've also got to make sure that the influx of people buying RFOX is sufficiently adequate to handle the outgoing as well. So make no bones about it, we understand the pressure that's on us to get this right. Binance and FTX will launch in the Vault. Not at this stage, mate. Not at this stage. But I will keep you posted if that changes. Princess Cogs and Miss Philippines doing a partnership. Is that right? 100% Binance confirmed. Oh, no. Binance, we've already explained this before, guys. We're on the radar. They know who we are. They're looking for volumes. Everybody's the same way inclined. But even with the play to earn, because of the fact that we've got a free component to it, and we're just setting up our on and off ramps in countries that we're focusing on now, the volumes just through the on and off ramps will be significantly higher than what gets traded on centralized exchanges at this current point in time. What would have helped us, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that either, Pete, am I? I just freaking say it. I get in trouble for saying stuff.
Yeah, there's too many things to say, but
I can say it. I can say it.
say it.
Who
This one you
wants-
can say it.
I'm going to say it. I don't care. It's the truth. And the fact is that...
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, the fact is we were looking at doing some stuff on BSC that would have helped us for sure. But being 100% honest, the setup that they have structured for the new platforms for NFTs and stuff is a bit... how do I say it without being polite, without being rude? It's a bit... it's a tad scammy, to be honest. So we're not really too interested. That could have helped our chances hugely, but consciously, I just wouldn't want to be dealing with that type of stuff. That's the truth. The truth is it's a shitty system and not interested in playing that game. Yes, Binance does care about that. That's fine. Don't be cheap. They're all on social media and popular. Nothing past my desk yet. I was expecting more from the metaverse. Any upgraded coming? Looks like some pairs on matchsticks. Okay, that's the we've told you, mate, that's the placeholders. All the stuff's going in there now. We're just trying to give people a walkthrough on what VR looks like and the fact that it's being built. Paying with RFOX on OpenSea is cool. Yep, find someone selling for RFOX, just log into MetaMask and buy. That's a question I got asked before. I don't actually know the answer. Someone said, can you actually pay? You can use RFOX to pay even if someone's not selling for RFOX. I don't know. No idea. What's the answer?
Benny, so yeah, so you can offer RFOX for somebody else's Kogu. So if somebody accepts that, then the sale will go through.
Right. So it's an offer. Yeah. So the way I read it was,
if somebody wants to sell it for ETH, you have to get ETH to get the sale through.
Yeah, Apprentice 01, I did say it, mate. The fact is, it's just a bit dodgy, to be honest. I don't know. I haven't seen the BSC marketplace, to be honest. I think the BSC and the Binance marketplace are different things. They're different things. But yeah, they've had a rough trot, haven't they? They've been pretty much all the projects that have gone over there or are on there have had some sort of issue. So it's a testing time for sure. But yeah, so let's go back to some of those earlier questions. So yes, about the liquidity in wallets, that's obviously going to come. So last I checked, and this is, I can only give you facts based on, I don't want to quote things that aren't correct, but last week there was well over 6,000 people waiting just in the queue for the beta game. I don't know what if we've got a recent number, Pete, but it's
the latest number that I have from the sign up, the type form sign up was 6,270,
right.
6270. But that might have been updated. That might be yesterday or 2 days ago.
Yeah,
but
I think
we
it
are
was
giving what do you call this, priority to the people who sign up, but also on Discord, as in they're active on Discord, like you guys who attend the Discord calls.
Yeah. So that's a lot higher than you would have thought, Hanford. I think that, honestly speaking, that it's reasonably high considering that the full advertising and stuff hasn't really started yet. So I think it just shows that people really want a free to earn, play to earn, or free play to earn game. So that's it's just testament that that's the case. I think once we actually start really marketing it into these markets that we're going into, and the on ramp and off ramps are set up, and we can confidently put the foot down, I think like we were talking to, I think I could say it, we were talking to the telco, one of the telcos in one of the countries that we're working with, and they actually said they have 50 prize places. 50 prize places, meaning 50 people win money. It's free to enter, and they have tournaments on their platform. 50 prizes. Top prize is $2. Top prize. Bottom prize is 10 cents for the top 50 players. Have a guess. Have a guess how many people enter every one of those tournaments in Southeast Asia. These are like daily, so those numbers are a bit ambitious. There's like lots
It's
of them.
daily. It's a daily tournament, not millions, but daily.
And there are multiple daily tournaments going on at the same time. I think there's 3 to 5 going on at the same time. They get, on average, 86,700 people play every day with a $2 maximum. No, I'm not joking. That's why people in the Western world don't understand this. They don't understand the phenomenon. They don't understand why people chase this. In the Southeast Asian countries, you can make a decent amount of money out of this stuff. Yeah, 100,000 plus players. Yeah, exactly right. I mean, I don't know what the exact math is for the 50 people if you're paying $2 at the top and all the way down, but it's probably $50 or thereabouts in the total prize pool, and you're getting 86,700 people playing. So we're coming along and saying, okay, this is what we want to do. This is how much we're going to put up, and it's just like their heads exploding. They don't understand it. How do you make money? How does this work? I think Crypto J, even at $2 for this region, that's not enough. You're talking about bragging rights more than anything else. You're talking about the ability to be able to say you came first out of 80,000 players, just like you would on PokerStars or something like that. But when you talk about the Axie Infinity type of payouts, you know, we were talking to one of our staff, and I was telling you the other week, they were saying that it's a $1,500 entry, basically, and they're playing for over 12 hours a day to break even. So I don't know what the break even means. That's all I was told. 12 hours a day they have to play to make it worth their while.
So, yeah, the number that I got from our staff was, I think, 8 months ROI.
8 months, is it?
Yeah, 8 months ROI. So whatever they put in, they play for 12 hours, give or take, for 8 months. Then they get their money back. They're not in profit yet. They just get their money back.
It's crazy. You truly are in those situations. Now that they're throttling, you truly are better off to get in very early, aren't you? Because that's when the money was made. But they'd be keen as if they could win cogs daily. Yeah, actually, Will, we've talked to people that have, and a lot of the providers are saying if you could actually win, like, for example, common cogs for playing, which you could eventually put into a tube and complete a set, and the set got you into an RFOX paying tournament. That type of stuff is people love that. Anything or any for special tourneys, I can't talk about that stuff. I've got to wait for Fads to talk to you about that stuff. $30, no one will leave home in South. We can't leave home anyways, mate. And the interesting thing is a lot of people have actually lost their jobs, so they're looking for this. We've had people join the team because they think that this could be an Axie. So, like people who drive taxis here in Sydney, they rent the taxi and have to work crazy hours just so they can cover the rental costs of the car. Yeah, I used to work at one of those. I did the Federation piece for 131008 in Australia, Will, and it was in certain states like Adelaide. You had 4 days of the week you actually didn't break even, and then basically you made all your money on a Friday and a Saturday night. Axie taxi. Oh, there you go, with the puns. Not financial advice. Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously it's all very close. Has anyone actually, DJ, an hour and 6 minutes. Has anyone actually had a chance to play anyone not had a chance to play the game yet? I think most of you guys that have been in here and here from the beginning have had a play at some stage, right? Win interview with Novogratz. Not sure, mate. We've talked about it. I'm loving it. Oh yeah, we've been slamming. See, Hanford, kicking ass most of the time. Tell us, Hanford, you've played other play-to-earn games. How do you think from the Southeast Asian perspective for new people coming in, how hard is this to learn as a game compared to the other games that are out there for play-to-earn?
Well, it'll be one of the few that actually has a form to the function. You know, a lot of them you're just clicking a button, like do a fight, and there's nothing. There's no interaction other than just clicking the button and it goes. So I think that to me is actually the most exciting part. Is all the other games are just click and wait for the RNG to tell you the outcome. This one actually has interaction. You're actually playing the game, so to speak. So I think it's an easy game. I mean, a 3-year-old can pick this up, and a 43-year-old can be entertained by it.
Yeah, especially if there's stakes on the line as well. USA is Thank you, mate. No Regrets has been tweeting about this. Any thoughts on what maybe? Yeah, mate, the USA is always like it's a different planet, isn't it? To be honest, they've always got some sort of big challenge or rule of law, and even the crypto-friendly countries are starting to segregate and say, you know, have your business over this side and your tokens over this side. And I think, to be honest, I think it's bullish because I think we're getting closer and closer to, and I know that you'll probably throw tomatoes at me, but I think a lot of these regulating bodies and these countries are getting closer to making definitive ground rules for this stuff. So personally speaking, I'd rather they just get it out of the way and do what they're going to do instead of just sort of going in there and saying everything's banned, and then 3 months later saying, all right, we'll take our foot off the pedal for a bit, and then a year later coming back and saying everything's banned again. Just put a legislation in place, make up your mind and go with it instead of this piss farting around all the time. I think Southeast Asia OMC is a mixed bag, to be honest. Half of the region's friendly, half of it's not. But the Vietnamese, what we liked about them is they basically turned around and said we missed out on the .com boom, so we're not going to be behind like we were for this technology movement. So they're embracing the technology. They're just unsure what to do with the tokens. And I mean, you know, we've been talking to people that are saying basically that the greatest exposure that they've had to crypto is bought an NBA Top Shot or something, and that's they're the ones making these the big decisions. Exactly right, Daipu. If crypto is ever going to be a global regulation will have to come. 100%. I know that sounds defeatist, but put in whatever rules they need to put in so we can just get on with our shit and just make sure that we're not coughing and watching over our shoulder. I think the story that scares everybody is that Ether Delta story where the guy started up Ether Delta and then sold it and then got sued later for running an unlicensed securities exchange. And I think that those types of things are what scares people, is that regulators will come after you after you've done stuff. So, you know, we're very, very mindful and always speaking to lawyers because we understand that we're not an anonymous team. We're out there. We're on trial. We're there to be throwing tomatoes at, and we want to make sure that what we're building sticks around for the long term. So we have to mind our P's and Q's and dot our I's and cross our T's. It's just part and parcel of what we're doing. So I make no bones about that. We want to make sure that we've got contributive platforms and we want to make them as open as we possibly can. But on the same token, we want to be able to, make sure that the things don't give a kid a box of matches and expect a happy ending, Okay, any last questions? Because you guys are about to start DGen hour. All these Democrats trying to give us the big D, want a digital currency just theirs. You've seen it a million times, XP. A million times. They always say crypto sucks, it's rat poison, it's terrible. And then 3 years later, they say half of my portfolio is Bitcoin. No new GM just yet, Ziggy, and we're looking for a couple more GMs now. No worries, Crypto Matrix. I'm sorry I was a bit standoffish in some of the questions that I answer. But yep, we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll give you all the answers very quickly, very shortly.
Are you the final boss for Friday slam fights?
I think so. I've been told to be on standby and that I'm coming by to play. I always say don't give me a copy of the game until it's ready to go, until it's perfect. And I think it was today, wasn't it, Pete? I got told, Benny, you can start getting a copy of the game.
I'm going to be giving out free packs, I guess, this Friday because I suck at the game. I've not been getting games in. But then again, it might be one of my kids that are playing the game, though. You never know.
Yeah, no worries, guys. And again, sorry I can't answer the questions directly. We know the answers to pretty much all of this. We just can't talk about it. But give us 8 days, and then we can start. Floodgates are open. Maybe we might want to move the bloody call next week to Thursday so we could actually talk about stuff. All right, guys, have a great night, great week. Trade safe, be safe, and we'll see you back next week.